Good afternoon to everyone. Thank you very much for coming to our temple today and participating on our online Nichiren Shonin television broadcast live this afternoon. Today's sermon will be in English. However, I will be sending a copy of the text to all of the members in English, Italian, and French. This is the English version of our broadcast that we had live last Sunday for the ceremony commemorating 750th anniversary of Nichiren Shonin's banishment and exile to the Izu Penninsula. As you know, Nichiren Shonin first chanted Namu Myoho Renge Kyo and established Nichiren Shu on the 28th of April 1253. He presented his first sermon in the Jibutsudo Hall at Seichoji Temple atop Mount Kiyosumi, and that's in the present-day prefecture of Chiba, that's the southern part of Chiba. Immediately after, however, one of the local lords and samurai warriors, Lord Kagenomu, was not pleased by Nichiren Shonin's sermon and tried to have him stop immediately his preaching of the Dharma, and then later also attacked him, trying to kill him. During this scuffle, Nichiren Shonin, with the help of his two fellow disciples and under the caring instruction of his master Dozembo, was able to escape this incident and escape all harm. And he was whisked off to safety where he left the temple area. This marked the beginning of the life of Nichiren Shonin, filled with hardship and struggle. And he did this in order to teach the teachings of the Lotus Sutra and faith in eternal Buddha and original master Shakyamuni to a nation and its people who at the time were starting to drift away from all forms of traditional Buddhism. With this drift, the nation began to be plagued by hardship. Numerous natural disasters, disease, starvation, economic disaster, civil wars, coup d'etat, and then later an invasion by a foreign nation, the Mongol Empire. With this military coup d'etat, the military junta or samurai government decided to distance itself from the traditional capital of Kyoto and formed a new capital in the city of Kamakura, which is about 40 minutes southeast of present-day Tokyo. And in this new capital of Kamakura, many new Buddhist temples began to appear. They took advantage of the situation to gain economical, political, and social authority. They did this not only by themselves, but also with the consented help of the government officials themselves. This was done because the Kamakura government wished to show it had the same type of cultural and religious authority as the original Japanese government in Kyoto, but of the emperor. And so they somewhat copied the system that the emperor had, with having the city filled with many temples. They did the same in Kamakura. However, the temples in Kyoto were basically Tendai and Shingon, and the traditional temples of pre-Tendai and Shingon, the 6 schools of Nara. In Kamakura instead, we saw the advent of new Buddhist movements, and these were the movements of the Pure Land Buddhism and the Zen movements. These Buddhist movements, or new movements of Buddhism, which were born in the Kamakura era, formed later on into the Buddhist schools of the Pure Land Buddhism and also of the Zen Rinzai and Soto schools. Together with also the movement of Nichiren Buddhism, formed the basis of what is modern-day Japanese Buddhism, the most predominant Buddhist schools within Japanese society and culture. Often when we think of what is Japanese Buddhism, our image of Japanese Buddhism usually falls upon the images of these schools that were born in this period. As I said before, these temples were born with the consent of the Japanese military government itself, and also with their patronage and financial help. They built many beautiful, luxurious temples, and which were later to become great centers of Buddhist learning. However, at this time, little was done either by the government nor these temples to help the suffering people of Kamakura. This confusion and suffering of the Japanese society of that era mirrored the confused state of Buddhism and the people's faith of that time.